language and kind of forgetting some of your own language, which is a bit weird, but there can be delays with that as well. But again, there's so much online CS to be played casually for these pros now that should be a lot more seamless than before. So we'll see how Acadia deals with it. First time on an international team. Cash will be a great way to start this series.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. I am very excited for Xantares. I'm very excited to also see Woxic for Aurora. But we've had a lot of interesting, bounty hunter situations. Maybe this will be another one of those to kick off the day, as you will see FOKUS looking at that A bomb site. And I mean, it really feels like Aurora are pretty ready for this as well. Maybe they've got an inkling. Okay, no, we're actually going to get the boost. I like to see that. Perhaps we'll end up in a split. How many people are they sending up? Ready to go over the top.
A lot of util on this FOKUS squad.
Where are they? Where are they?
There is a P250 here for Pordy, which I love to see on the pistol round. Again, lots of long ranges. You can see him taking some pot shots towards Woxic as they make their way towards short. Bomb into Banjo's going to swing with that bomb. Back falls Woxic. It's a great one-tap, and now he's got his teammate behind him as well for the double peek, but Yimfat will catch that second one. Matheos drops, and there's big trouble now for FOKUS. Really committed with that bomb, and they might not get much mileage from this one unless Yocab can find a multi-frag, but he will be denied, and that's a promising start for Aurora.
Yeah, that's a rough one. You lose the bomb, like basically into CT spawn. Not a fun time. But yeah, it's so cool to see cashback, I think, especially for, just speaking personally, because we casted so much cash back in the day. And so it's very interesting to see kind of what still translates and just some of the options that you have. And going through straight through to CT spawn to like wrap around the back is a really fun thing that you can try to do. And I'm curious also like what the level of the teams will be in terms of these tactical layers of taking positions like mid. That's something that we talked a lot about in the previous cache that we had.
I really do respect the fact that Xantares uses the same mouse with the wire rather than going wireless, because even if you see newer versions of the same mouse, there's always a new sensor in, and the sensors are not exactly the same as the old sensors, and it's presented as an upgrade. But is it really? Just give me the same sensor. What was wrong with the last one? Probably nothing.
The weight as well, and it's just all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, does anybody want this new sensor? Like, what is actually better? What was the problem with the old one?
All right, over the top, and yeah, it's not going to be too much luck on that one. Easily cleaned up. I want to say, if I remember correctly, I think Xantares uses like an FK1 or something, or FK2. He uses, I believe, a Zowie mouse, I think. It's really cool to see because some of these mice have extreme history in Counter-Strike. Obviously, like named after Counter-Strike players.
That's pretty cool.
These models, yeah.
Man, I gave up the wire a long time ago. I used to put the paracord on myself, but talk more about that in a Nico round. FOKUS will have the rifles out in the third round. Again, in the few caches we have seen in the earlier half of the days gone this week, we've seen some vastly different approaches on the T side. Not everybody is as prepared as their opponent may be, so that'll be quite interesting, especially the approach to mid. I think some teams have gone for the mid to late numbers game on the T side into a bomb site. A's been popular in particular. But we'll see if FOKUS on this T side will go for more denial of information, forcing angles away from mid. Woxic happy to look with the scout for the time being.
Okay, layering that utility in onto the mid take. Again, I know you were mentioning that sandbags molly yesterday. I think it was yesterday, one of the last couple of days. And white box, which is it's a bit muddy now, needs some cleaning, is going to be taken, but Matheos also taking a scout shot as well. So they've gained some ground, but now they're crunching into the B site. We'll see exactly what this defense is going to yield. Looking quite nice here. I mean, having to play all the way at the back of the site, but so far so good there. The vent room occupied. And now kind of stuck here, having to make a desperate push in, but look how ready Aurora are. Potty able to get one kill, but these kills are just not really going the way at all of FOKUS here as they try to traverse the map.
Yeah, we saw some good intentions in that mid position there from the FOKUS squad. You know, again, talking about denial of information, forcing the CTs from their position, giving themselves options to split a site should they choose to do that. A bit tongue-tied today. So yeah, just a more traditional round we saw there from FOKUS at the beginning. We'll see how they change things up based on how good or bad things go for them. But again, we are seeing a varied range from different teams in Cash early on in its reintroduction to the map pool. Aurora looking really comfortable. This won't be too surprising. Creeping through the smoke. Maybe there's a chance for a bomb plant here. ZTR has said bomb. Racing over now. That bonus money will be very helpful indeed. So this is the safe plant. If you can plant on the back wall so the CTs have to face the wall to defuse it, that can be quite handy, but that may prove difficult in these rounds of Cash, especially if you don't have a smoke in that heaven position.
Yeah, Cash is an interesting map. I feel like it does have a lot of there's a lot of comparisons you can make with the Mirage in the overall setup, but also in how you can just run these set pieces onto the A and the B site. You know, this is something that's in the old Cash was you know these are strategies you could go to, just like full out executes where everything gets Molotoved, and you can do that to both the B and the A site. And you just need to have the position outside of the B or A, which is not positions that the CTs can easily take control of as well. So it does, I think, add a lot of diversity in terms of the options you get on the T side. You don't have to play hardcore for map control, but of course you do. You need to prove to the CTs you can take mid away.
There's so much lore on this map. Be fun to insert as we go along. So attempt number 2 with the AKs for FOKUS. Again, seem keen to challenge in that mid position. Again, does give them options to split the bomb site. And the CTs may have to gamble a third man unless they go for a late presence in mid later on. You can see Woxic in a very forward position on B. Got to decide which angle is going to be the right one. If he holds this one, of course, every few seconds, he'll have to check his left side. But some classic strats coming out from Aurora, the storied men on the server.
Yeah, I love that push from Woxic. It's really, really nice. They don't have a main control. So, okay, they've given up mid, but they've gotten something back, which is that forward B control. So really nice, because right now, I mean, it's for FOKUS. I don't know if they know precisely which direction they're going in. That said, they do have a lean towards B into Woxic. So his push here is absolutely perfect. There's their first kill. He's going to know there's another player. That smoke is going to delay things here. Small gap on the left side for him to play with. But what do you do now if you're FOKUS? It looks like Matheos is going to take down Jimfat. But Woxic picks up another one. And FOKUS, they're stuck here. The bomb is towards the B side of the map. They have to go B now. There's no time. Xantares will go down. But again, they've got to get the bomb and just flanked it. The AK of Wicardia, really well done there. And now FOKUS really without any options. No time. Matheos trying to see if at least maybe he can get some extra damage. That could be something. Some kind of a win here, but Aurora really showing their experience on Cash, I feel like, James.
It gets worse. Constantly outmaneuvered in this round. Really fun to watch from the CT perspective. And when Woxic puts that smoke up, it's like, do you want to pursue this? Do you want to try and trade this? Because I don't know, man. Against Woxic, it's probably not going to happen. But these are some early warnings that FOKUS are in a lot of trouble versus Aurora, it feels like. Massive comfort at great advantage already in this first map of this series.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of these small Cash details where, should Woxic in a round like this, I don't know if it was the case off of spawn, that they're thinking, okay, we're going to go mid control into B. If they know the B part ahead of time, because if you do, then obviously that's kind of one of the ways you can get really stymied is if you have a forward play from the CTs towards B main like that. So, you know, maybe that's like a small cache detail that maybe FOKUS need to look at and be like, okay, in that kind of a round, we need to be ensuring that we at least have info of what the CTs are doing on that side. But, you know, we're back into a bit of a hodgepodge half-fly situation. AK almost finds Xantares, actually. That was a close encounter, but it doesn't get the kill. FOKUS are locked out of mid for the time being.
I feel like they're probably scared about this CT aggression that we've seen so far. The mid takes we've seen from FOKUS, maybe trying to set the pace of these rounds. But as we saw in that round prior, if Aurora choose to turn up the heat, of course with their experience they'll have many ways to do that, then Aurora lose grip on that timing and find themselves at the mercy of their opponent. Kicksan setting up for a pop flash play. This could be very fruitful indeed. So Yunfat has basically told them that he's pretty close. Oh, the timing will go in favor of FOKUS. Now they've got a chance to get that bomb plant, some rifles to collect as well. This could be quite a promising round for them. They've all got Kevlar as well, leaving money in the hole for the most part. But now they've got an unlikely round on their hands.
Yeah, the old B retake on Cash, not an easy one for the CTs. 2 major choke points and a lot of guns pointed at them. Some util here at least. Actually quite a decent amount of util. Okay, locking off main with a smoke. Okay, good Molotovs forcing Poddy to a different position on the site. Still that CT smoke is up, it's very painful, finally goes down. This is the moment to move. Xantares does get traded out though, but does make life slightly easier. That smoke is still up there for B main. It's going to force some of the Ts back. Actually, this timer has done the job here, it seems. It just took too long for Aurora. And there you go, first round on the board for FOKUS on that B play.
Yeah, looking like a dicey one. They had 2 smokes. They could have smoked off Checkers as well, which you can do on the way up to heaven. That's what they chose to do. It's a hell of a firefight though, but you can see the timing was very tight between both squads, both trying to send it through that choke point. So Aurora will feel like it's the right play with some slightly unfortunate timing. They've got the money to weather the storm. More work for FOKUS to do before they can break that CT economy, but who knows what comes afterwards. Woxic with a very good start, and again you see so many, like with a good spawn, you see so many aggressive plays towards B with the AWP, and Woxic's definitely the right man for the job. Oh dear. Smoked the choke point, not himself, and there was nowhere to go. This is a really good advantage now. Minute 30 on the clock, more or less, for FOKUS in a 4-on-3.
Yeah, Aurora have to respect it as well. They've got to rotate players across to the B side of the map, and that just leaves Xantares on A. And it would be very interesting if FOKUS decide to go all the way over to A, because Xantares, you know, we've talked a lot about him. You can definitely do a lot from this position. He might get a good engagement. I would expect that FOKUS aren't going to be using too much util here. So again, Xantares could get the drop on a couple of players. How much value can he really get? He doesn't have any teammates who are anywhere near him. It really is all on Xantares.
Well, Wakadia is racing over towards that car position because they are leading with utility now. Oh, FOKUS, they're lining up for Xantares. He'll do some damage. See how much Wakadia wants to commit to this one. Oh, you can see the back of ZTR as well. Unable to find that frag. He'll run distraction while Kicksan comes in from A main, losing his duel as well. Wakadia hiding in plain sight now, has got a lot to do. 1v4 made 3. Threatening to hold the defuse. Will they commit? Yocab's got a good angle from mid, and that'll be another wipeout of that Aurora economy.
I'm just reminded, James, on how those, how difficult, how kind of precarious, how much of a knife's edge, these situations are on when you're dealing with those B openings. You're trying to hit the timing off the spawn. We saw that was what Woxic was doing with the AWP. Really important to try to get that line first, as opposed to allowing the Ts to get it. And it's kind of that race, that battle. Then you're in the checkers position. You're going to get mollied, and so that exchange of util, it can be very challenging because if you do die, you are going to give up so much away in advantage to the T side. So I wonder if FOKUS are going to keep targeting that area because if they feel like Aurora are playing that somewhat inefficiently and giving them too many openings, of course you want to go and take it.
Nice angle there from Welsome. I think he learned something from that scenario. With the smoke going a little too forward. There was some potential to survive there, but on this occasion there was not. That's one of the great things about Cash, even with smokes up. There's a few places like under the boost here. If you get a molly in the right place, then you can spray the CTs falling back. Do a big punish. The aggression continues then. Xantares and Kicksan hunting even more than them. Woksix here again. Instant trade for his teammate. They don't want to give FOKUS the space to create a round, it seems. Again, normally, like if the whole of B is taken away, then you don't have the threat of going there, which allows the CTs to stack elsewhere. But they're losing players here, Aurora. Cody's time with the AWP to drop Yimfat. And Wakadia could be in some trouble here. He's in a 1v3 situation on the A bomb sites. Kicksan's coming over to help as best he can. Wakadia trying to survive around this smoke, but he's unable to do that. Kicksan's found two, though. Bomb getting planted. Did he know where that second player is? ZTR coming up from short. Will neutralize the threat, leaving Woksix in a 1 versus 2. Quickly down to the 1v1 then. Did he see Matheos make his way towards A? Hopping up on the forklift. Can Woksix expect this situation so quick as well? On the corner. Oh, he doesn't have his gun out. It's an awkward angle, but Matheos will deliver the goods. That 3 rounds in a row for FOKUS. And maybe now there's a sigh of relief, because surely they've broken the CT somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, what, 3 in a row? So you'd imagine that, yeah, it looks like the CT money kind of sucks. Obviously, it is 3 in a row, so you've got that consecutive loss bonus building, so it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, for Aurora, you know, are quite light on what they purchase here in this following round. They're going to be in with a solid buy after the eco, so yeah, we're going to get some deeks and so on and so forth, try to cause some problems, but FOKUS doing a great job coming back into this and bursting out into mid, looking for a fast B split. Deagle close, and, well, with Kicksan's help, Banjo will go down, but looks like otherwise the ground has been gained. That B site is surely soon to be lost.
What an interesting scenario we have on our hands here. Aurora felt like they were just abusing their past experience on Cash, taking the fight to FOKUS, not giving them a room to set up more traditional rounds. But still, FOKUS have found a way to survive those tests, those aggressions through B from the CTs. And now they're in the driving seat. This is like it's a pretty interesting situation. And I think it's going to be frustrating for Aurora, who feel like they maybe should have got the better of some small edges in those rounds and shouldn't be in this situation, but they are.
Oh. It's a gun for Xantares and AK. There might be another kill here. There we go. Wakadia.
Does he die?
I mean, if he can get potty as well, I mean, there's a chance for another one. Oh. Okay, he's going to get taken out, but it is just very reminiscent, I think, James, of like how difficult the CT side kind of can be on Cash sometimes, because, again, like you want to challenge certain positions, and getting taken out, you know, it's really tough because it's, once the T side have that advantage, there's so many ways that they can kind of leverage the advantage, and you really struggle for information, I think, on this map. You kind of have to be proactive on the CT side to solve that problem once you lose that info.
Woksix still continuing over towards B with the AWP. But maybe they've been conditioned to be a little less aggressive than previous rounds, as it seems to be high variance for Aurora at present. Very quick take of A main from FOKUS, and that's going to be really important. Again, we've seen people trying to abuse the numbers over there, but that aggression does continue. Xantares charging over the boost. Seen a lot of 1-for-1 situations or worse for Aurora with these early aggressions in recent rounds. Now they find themselves in a 3-on-4 with more trading. Not willing to play a reactive game versus FOKUS in this first half.
A tricky situation. You know, the Setinates come in onto A. And this becomes quite desperate. to see what's possible for Woxic. He's actually deciding to go a little bit further back here, playing more passively. Can't really blame him too much here, but this walk through the smoke from Matheos, this is going to be painful. I mean, if he realizes that he actually has players behind him, I don't know if he has any idea, but he might get the drop on somebody. There we go, finally taking down Wicardia. Still one more player to go. Jimfat with everything to do by the forklift. Almost looked good for that second player, but Yokab will take him down, leaving it all on Woxic. 1 versus 2. Definitely doable as he swaps out for the M4.
Not going to happen. I'm not sure if Yimfat ran out of ammo or stopped firing there. It looks a little weird. Maybe he was on an empty magazine. But yes, it's well, you know, some fast adjustments required for FOKUS because Aurora are throwing pressure at them constantly. Nice 180 there from Banjo to stop Xantares charging forwards. So again, maximum pressure in all these rounds here from Aurora. But how about this one? They'll have some primary weapons for the most part, but utility is limited. Woxic now fishing around that mid position, looking for some tags. Xantares will catch ZTR. Could be an upgrade later on if there's time, as FOKUS have got some positions to send it in towards A.
Okay, well, there's the information. Wicardia trying to defend with the FAMAS. Nice shot there onto Woxic, and again, these entries into the A site looking really nice here from FOKUS. Can see that they are shooting sharp today. And okay, nice catch from Jimmy. We'll see if there's anything else to build on that. Still going to be very difficult. I don't think we've got any kits available here, so it's probably going to be more a case of damage than anything else for Aurora.
Yeah, Kickstand doesn't have too much to lose. Deagle and a scout, he won't be too concerned. Been spotted now. Wide swing from Matheos, and that will be enough. Xantares and Yimfa having a look, but really, I feel like they should be saving these AKs. Yeah, I think that's quite unfortunate towards the end. Without a kit, I'm not sure if there was one on the site or something to tempt them in, but they ended up losing some rifles that could have been important for them in the next round.
6 in a row, James. This is 6 in a row for FOKUS. They're kind of crushing it right now.
Yeah, I think from an Aurora POV, they probably feel like they should be smashing this half. But credit to FOKUS for surviving those tests. Adjusted well. Aggression after aggression early on from Aurora. Just proving too costly. Not wanting to play passive on Cash. Maybe life is too hard. And this time it's going to be towards a main from Aurora. I love how rabid they are from round to round. Will not be deterred, will not be conditioned. Wicardia finding 2 in A main. Much rarer aggression, ready for that door to be opened. Makes things even more awkward for FOKUS as we approach half-time.
Yeah, finally, big advantage early found by Aurora. Recovery will be difficult, but again, Cash is a map where you can definitely find openings, and we can see one of these openings have been given by Aurora here in middle. When you're in a 5v3, you don't necessarily need to try to spread your defense super thin and to have that mid control. But FOKUS going to go for the re-hit onto the A site. Timing is everything around these smokes. Some pressure there as well. In mid with the Molotov. Taking that small position away. Woxic's looking the other way. Is there a timing in A main? No. The smoke is still up. Banjo, though, is going to take down Wicardia. Yoka does find Woxic, so maybe a chance to get into the side. But Xantares from Car says no. AWP, definitely like an AWP in these ranges, but Xantares is gone. They don't have to be challenging this angle anymore. Banjo needing to cross, looking for an opportunity to plant. No idea what is safe, though.
Starting to close in now. Happy to play retake in the last round in a 3 versus 1. And the Ordnance will do the job. Some important rounds towards the end, but a great fight back from FOKUS in the first half.
They have to connect, and so far they have. Little peek on short, gets Magisk a double. Missed shot. Zywoo, oh, he leaves the door open. Oh. Triple deagle out of Jabby.
He's going to be able to stop them before they even set up the grenades. That's devastating. Fallen gets one in return, but there's no way you could bring into this bomb site. Cello gets a kill, and at the backside there, missed opportunity. Fallen, that's a shot you had to hit. He's going to get it eventually. The fact that they're even here with the bomb plant is kind of sick. Oh, what? Wide, takes down Cadian. What on earth is going on? Shush, jumping the corner, but he did not have the ref line. What? It's Fallen! You must be kidding me! How do you win that round?
They're shuffling the molly around. If that actually unseats one of these Ts, this is very possible. Let's see where it goes. Okay, this should be a kill for m0NESY. He's gonna hit the shot. There it is. All right, just Hobbit now, 1v2. He's got a great angle, but what crosshair disruption. m0NESY just soaring across his screen.
He's almost getting himself killed no matter what. Yeah, this is so hard to deal with on the other side. When even he lands the shot. Yeah, Hobbit not happy with that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment has finally come. Your grand final of BLAST Pro Series Miami.
Right in there. He misses the first shot in midair. Nico, though, a single tap of the USP. A second. Oh, my God. It's all about Nico again.
It looked like FaZe had a solid read on this as Nico closes it out. He gets the kill he wanted, and you can see so calm there.
That's a massive kill in the retake. Cold Sierra next to take down Device, and now Magus. He's going to go down immediately. Cold Sierra cleaning it up. 3 kills just like that.
Currently going into FaZe's coffers. Oh, double smoked. Big mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, although they're coming right through and they're going to shut down Rain.
Oh, no.
Oh, my Lord, he's just took down 4 people in absolutely no time flat. It's Daps alone on the other side. What an absolutely absurd performance here. Now sneaking through on the other side. Daps is waiting, and one more headshot. He's waiting for it. Timing is everything. He's going, oh! It can't be real. Didn't see anybody landing the triple right through the smoke. I've never seen anything like it. And now, at least they're going to get the bomb plant, but FaZe are being robbed once again. Naf, he's still in play in this round. On the other side is Rain, and he wants more. Naf, have you no mercy? He's going to pick up an ace in the round.
Their aggressive setups with their rifles are totally fine. Alicia's always delivering. And there's a shot that just runs right into him. Oh my God! No way that just happened.
Cold Sierra, eat your heart out. Oh, he's got a third. Nitro slamming down the gauntlet. And
There's 15 seconds to plant the bomb, and that might be the saving grace for Cloud9 to be pushing all over the map. There's 10s with the Deagle once again. He needs to stay alive. He's got to buy time for his team. Street's cutting off the rotation. There's another one from 10. Can he get the last one? It's time he's won the round of all these Deagle shots, and that's a much-needed last round for Cloud9.
And we're back. Maybe you should have brought it back, James, because you were just talking in the highlight clip.
Yeah.
You could like bring it back from yourself.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Pretty meta, pretty next level.
LA 2019. That was fun.
Yeah. Well, this has turned out to be a more fun game of Cash than I thought we were in store for, because it was a 5-0 start from Aurora, but it all slipped away. But perhaps on the T side, their fortunes will change. Looking to bear down on this A bomb site and see what they can find.
The numbers are shifting as well. Yeah, things have developed quickly for both these squads. And there's plenty of fight as we move into the second half. A tied score. If you're joining us late, we saw some classic strats come out from a more experienced Aurora, but perhaps too aggressive. Well, I mean, their entire half was aggression. Let's take the fight to these Ts. But sometimes they lost too many players. We saw some great plays from Woxic. Over towards B with the AWP. But perhaps now it is the turn of FOKUS. First comes the pistol. Xantares taking some crater damage, but delivering as he always does. A lot of problems now for this CT side. Banjo, the only one playing a tune, as everybody else is dead. 1 versus 4 with the USP. He's got the range if they give him the opportunities. Have a 1v1 with Xantares. We'll offer him the odd repeat. Still entertaining, some pre-fire. And then there were 3. No kits for Banjo. 2 at least, got some bonus money, but that's an important pistol for Aurora, who will feel like they probably should have 9 or 10 rounds at halftime here.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, this map, again, like It's so interesting thinking about the history of this map. It started out, I think, when it first was being played in Go as more of a CT-sided map, and then it became more T-sided over time as the Ts started to understand how to use the utility. And so I kind of wonder, where are we in terms of that lifespan of cash now that it's been reintroduced? Obviously, there are some differences in CS2 with how some of the utility works, but the map ultimately is very, very, I mean, it's pretty much just exactly the same. So you'd expect that some teams would be a bit more advanced than others. However, for Aurora, I think especially with the kind of players they have, I absolutely love their chances as a more T-sided team, based on how aggressive some of these players can be with the likes of the mechanics we see out of Xantares.
I want to see some fast plays out in mid from the T side. More about that later. So we've got a force buy here from FOKUS. You could see a few 1,000-yard stairs after losing that pistol round from the FOKUS squad. Utility is in tow for this CT side. Pistols, SMGs. They'll have a clear idea as to where they want to take fights if they come their way. 3 towards B for the CTs. Just having a look in mid. Don't really have the range to contest the presence of Aurora. Look to be splitting the B bomb site, it seems.
Shove in at the push onto that B site indeed. Matheos able to take down Xantares, but the space has been lost and not much you can do.
Plant. Are we going to see the good plants?
Stick that back.
Okay, yeah, so the bomb's being planted in the back. So for the noobs on cash, that is the default plant. So if the CTs come to defuse the bomb, they have to do it facing the wall. That's default on cash. Historical default, who knows, maybe it changes. Of course, the safe one will be hiding from that heaven position, but you saw them pop the smoke up there. So we've got the vintage plays out. The vintage...
Question.
Yes.
Why is everything so dirty on the new cache? Why is everything riddled with dirt?
Because it's just been exposed. Well, this is rust, which, isn't dirt per se, but it's
so
just been
some
abandoned.
Algae on there.
It's just out there in the sun, and now it's wrecked. No factor 50 for that car.
There's papers all over the place. Have you seen A main? Have you seen the state of A main?
Crikey. Get the cleaners in. Mac-10 doing great work from that range. So the force buy has not proved successful for the CTs. Some frustrations. But it'll be interesting how cash develops from now to 6 months from now.
Yeah.
A lot of lessons to learn. Should be easy info to absorb though, with these plays coming through. Back in the days of RPK, he was known for going through mid on cash and bouncing off the top of the shutter or whatever it is to avoid getting headshot, pop up and down, and then get to work. I think it might be a bit higher now on the new cache. That's one thing I haven't tested actually.
Okay, we'll just pistols here. So this split is going to be, I think, resoundingly successful. Trying to see how hard it is to stand on the site. But I do wonder what teams have been looking at the demos for when cash was last in professional play, because the level of the game back then was very good still, in terms of the tactics on this map, the strategies. It was very well developed because it was such a heavily played map. So I would absolutely imagine there's a lot to learn.
Oh, the run boost. We saw this fail yesterday, and it fails again today. Come on, guys. Oh, we're 0 for 2 on run boost into heaven so far, and the matches we've casted anyway. Are they inviting them to die? They've got no kits here, but they also don't really have much to lose. Trying to make it a little bit better for them in future with some frags, but, they didn't have much to work with. So now the real game begins, and you wonder if it's going to be a short half.
Yeah, you do wonder. You do wonder. It's been pretty swingy, right? Because, you know, Aurora got 5 in a row, lost 6 in a row, and now I guess Aurora have gotten 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So it's, so it's very swingy, I suppose.
I feel like their POV might be... Oh, hold on. Puddy's got a really good spawn here. Now, does he go for a checkers push? Because sometimes Yorpers will hold his position, but sometimes they'll just go forward, scope in, and just try and take the whole area. They can always fall off if they get a nice one, but look how fast Kicksan is into that mid position as well. Very fast developing rounds. We'll get the opening one with the FAMAS. Reverse boost here from the CTs, but Yimfat's, he was expecting it. I was going to say ready for it, but apparently Matheos was more ready.
Yeah, but they have that mid control, Aurora, so they can kind of go anywhere off of this. They do have players positioned more for the A split, and they did get a pick towards mid, so for the CTs, you can see that they don't have info. They're just kind of walking around CT spawn. They have car now. They're starting to re-clear A. Let's see smoke onto A main. Poddy taking down Kicksan. Definitely a nice one to find. Indicative that Aurora looking to go towards B. Now coming back out into mid. Xantares trying to finish off a player. Woxic, though, is the one to do that. And 50 seconds to play this out. And now it's just down to Ricardia as he goes back towards B and needs to get the bomb. There's just too many problems.
40 seconds, 1 versus 3. But you know the double peak is coming. Just too much against him in that situation.
He pulls out the drink.
Yeah, and it'll be
like, I need a drink.
A little longer than Aurora will be planning, but I don't know. It's an interesting one. The score's going to be pretty close now, and FOKUS survived a lot of tests in that first half.
They do, man.
They may be ready for this test overall. God, if Aurora lost this one, I think they would be unhappy. But let's see. There is definitely a fight here. There'll be a timeout for Aurora as they discuss the way forward. Again, I feel like it's got to be quite frustrating. You know, with those aggressive plays we saw in that first half, a lot towards B, proving very costly. Now back and forth in the second half. Maybe not what they were expecting it to be. The pick of FOKUS, Cash. The younger players undeterred by the older plays from Aurora.
Okay, NA main. Poddy ready for that, though. Oh, he's got an opportunity, maybe. Oh, the second flash. Oh, he catches it, but he's still close. Battle sniper mode, but it's Yocab that is able to recover the situation. Out comes Xantares, though, now putting pressure on for the back, but Yocab's gone into A main. He's found Woxic there as well. Brilliant stop there from Yocab. In comes Matheos to add the assistance. Yimfat, though, able to take his control up that short position into the site. Which way has he gone? Banjo, not sure exactly precisely the location. That bomb does need to be collected all the way over to A main. This gives Banjo an opportunity. He might just catch him on the reposition.
I think he may have seen him in the gap just as Yimfat looks away. Yeah, he must have. Just a millisecond or two. Looking either side of the car, not spotting that last player, but just as he looks again towards A main, he was still exposed to that gap between the wall and the car. I think that was all the information that was required towards the end there. Important second frag here from Yocab. We've seen really lightning fast plays here in mid from the T side. Banjo just had superior timing towards the end there. And yeah, again, like, so many marginal situations Aurora are not coming out on the right side of. Plenty of play left in this game, though. Light on the grenades this time. Woxic with a T-side scout for round 18. Really trying to keep that pressure up on FOKUS.
Yeah, so well played from Yocab there. I feel like that was a really pivotal performance. Now he's playing towards the lockers there. Oh, Banjo! He's popping some heads over towards the B main position. There's the support with Cardia. Any trade to be found, perhaps? Oh my goodness, Yimfat through the smoke. He's been gifted that one. 3 versus 3. CTR walks into the site. Takes position on headshot there. And this is a very, very nice movement. And these two players, very weak here now for FOKUS after that. And there goes Jimmy as well. He's going to go down. What on earth do Aurora do from here?
2 HP for Acadia with the AK-47 potentially position unknown. Oh no, they're still looking for him, making no assumptions. ZTR, a big problem towards the end here, but Acadia's found a chance. 20 seconds on the clock, hasn't spotted the player by heaven, collects the bomb, has another look, but Pudi is ready for him with his read position. I think as Acadia was in checkers, I think he heard that third player, which is why they stopped the advance into the site. The round would have probably ended faster if they had sort of trying to fake towards the B bomb site, sorry, the A bomb site, but I think one of those smokes was messed up, ended up on the roof. One for review later on. Again, this is the pick of FOKUS. They are threatening to take it. I think both teams have confidence coming into this one, probably higher for Aurora, but again, it is FOKUS who have control now.
Yeah, really great defense from Banjo in that previous game. We saw, you know, Yocab on A, amazing defense. Oh, hello. Nice little nade over the top there on that boost position. But yeah, Yocab on A, Banjo on B, FOKUS. Definitely looking pretty dangerous at the moment on this defender side. Not too much you can do is there. Caught between the M4s, caught between the beams.
See Aurora really trying to keep the pressure up on the TT side and not allow their economy to grow with that previous buy. Now their backs are against the wall. Here on Cash. Some time to think as Yimfat looks to find some damage.
What's he thinking about?
Headshots, probably. But if you mean the next round, no, just processing what has come. Like, Aurora have had success getting to the other side of mid really quickly. I think it was Xantares we saw firing shots up towards the A bomb sites. But what else can they do with that? I think a lot of these situations in both halves have been high variance for Aurora. So perhaps they're thinking about the way to kind of lower that variance while still taking some risk.
FOKUS look like they have the momentum to take this one right now. I mean, I feel like they've shown proficiency, James. They are proficient on both sides.
They did a really good job of surviving Aurora's aggression on the CT side for sure. Wow. I'm dizzy from watching that. Very early smoke, but there's no challenge on this occasion. Talk about doing your homework.
Ooh, Aurora looking to ship it on the A site. There's Yocab once again, taking that kickstand, looking to make the run across the forklift. Yocab in the back of the site again with the multi-kills. Out comes the Deeg, the Molotov does its job. And now CTR from up high is going to get FOKUS down. Just Banjo left now. The rotation of the B anchor all the way across to the A site. It's a painfully long journey. He's now found his way to the front door of this A bomb site. And it's going to be very difficult. You can just kind of jiggle for info on forklift. You can play this in a variety of very safe ways for Aurora. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to make it impossible for Banjo.
I saw he was lining up a Molotov, I think, but just deciding better of it. He's the one short of money, actually. So they can muster another buy, especially if he holds on to his rifle. It'll be a lot easier for the squad. But this has been a common thing as well on the caches we've seen so far on the T side. Just bundling into the A bomb site with the numbers, posting up behind the smoke in A main. Definitely one of the bigger threats that CT sides need to look out for at present. So a different approach from Aurora. Again, we spoke about the previous rounds where they had encroached into the mid area really quickly, going for a simpler option on that occasion and just abusing the T-side numbers. That'll put them both at 10, and it'll also put FOKUS' economy a little bit more uncomfortable. But there it is again, back to Old Faithful. Really quick surge into that mid position, and they will reap the rewards of that.
Yeah, taking over the game by force, Aurora, that's for sure. 5 versus 3 to play with. Plenty of time to work it too. And on the CT's side of things, they got to look for information. That's Yokab there in A main. He's trying to find out what's going on, but it's going to be punished by Woxic. It's really the perfect tool for the job, that AWP. Xantares is part of the Space Soldiers team with a 21 cash win streak on LAN. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, Aurora definitely back into a more dominant fashion here. Just Poddy and Banjo left.
Nothing for them to do. It's just about survival here. It was awkward even with 3 left. With action that fast, you're not going to be together. As CTs will often try to combine somewhere. No opportunity to kind of fight your way back into the round. See how urgently Aurora choose to pursue these remaining players. Their money's not spectacular either, so wouldn't go crazy hunting. Woxic definitely does not want to lose his AWP, so there may be a little more space here for Banjo. But things are getting tense now as we're in the dying rounds of this first map. Money will be stretched thin. It's been a good fight from FOKUS so far. But you can see Aurora have the ability to change gears on their T side. I think that's the most success they found with those mid surges. So it's going to be hard for the CTs to guess what Aurora are going to throw at them next.
When I see Banjo's name, it for some reason it reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know if remember that like PlayStation game from like, I don't know, 20 years ago?
I remember the title, I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah, I never played it either.
Thanks for that, Dad.
Yeah. It's like Spyro the Dragon type of, you know, time period. Rayman. Played any of those, James?
No.
No? Okay.
It's playing Bust a Move, the bubble game.
Bust a Move.
My mum found Bust a Move for the PlayStation at a bus stop. Super random.
What, like the CD-ROM was just like
yeah, just the case in the case, yeah, at a bus stop.
Man.
So she's like,
you sure
I found
you didn't have a virus on it or something?
Don't know what it would do on the PlayStation, but it worked.
That's like how people used to get viruses on your computer. Just like leave CD-ROMs on the bus stop.
Damn. Win Nuke. Yokab throwing that smoke again to try and deter the pressure that we have seen in mid, but Aurora are throwing a different look at them. 2 towards B, including Woxic with the AWP. Spotting one hopping into checkers. That's good info for the squad. Now with that information, well, they've got a good spread actually. As I say that, Yokab has crept all the way into A main. Oh, Xantares spotted. Really nice stuff. I don't think they can trade that. He can disappear. And even if they peeked in, like, you don't know where their AWP is. So that's an awkward scenario for Aurora.
Yeah, very awkward, especially now that you know, they're so close to winning the map, and now FOKUS off to an advantage early in round 22. Banjo, elevated position. And I mean, at least for Aurora, they have this mid positioning to work with. FOKUS have given it up.
Yeah, it's a good threat. It's going to likely be 2 per bomb site then, because Aurora could try to flank through CT. Someone's got to watch that. Although you could watch that from closer to one of the bomb sites. Anyway, the execute's going to come in towards B now. 20 seconds on the clock. A 4v2 situation. Banjo's position needs to deliver a lot. They'll hear it quickly though, because he's got the A4, but Kicksan's got to run in and figure out where everybody is. Matheos and Banjo down. That bomb needs to get planted quickly. ZTR looking for a play through the smoke. There's 8 seconds on the clock. He's being blocked, I think. Yocap coming in from the back. Could be 2 for him. Doesn't see the second one. Trades immediately. Yimfat, the last one to fall. Bomb planted, but the round will go to FOKUS. The score will be tied again.
Yeah, 11-11. Coming back right at the most important moment of the game. Woxic taking a moment to increase their levels of caffeine. Oh my god, look at his knees, James. He's going to need some physio after that.
Huge fight on the site. Really tense stuff. Again, down to the wire. 11 apiece on cash. FOKUS fighting hard. Aurora very aggressive. CT side and T side. Completely undeterred. The right play can sometimes end up in the wrong results. I think some of those CT losses will feel that way. And if they go their way, maybe this game's over already, but here we are. FOKUS fighting hard in that first half to survive that aggression. Both teams have lots of opportunity.
Yeah, it's kind of a must-win as well for FOKUS. I mean, the next map is going to be Nuke, where FOKUS have a 25% win record with 12 maps played. Aurora with a 55% win rate with 11 maps played. And obviously, Aurora are going to be playing better opponents, you know, on average. So, yeah, for
They've
FOKUS,
got new dudes though.
They need this.
New dudes. So there's a question mark on these numbers. There's some unpredictability.
Yeah, you're right. They've got a fresh batch of dudes.
Fresh dudes. Minute 20. And now risk becomes elevated with just a few rounds remaining. Had some great aggression from FOKUS in that round prior. But this time they're somewhat more passive. Very detailed presence in mid from Aurora once again. 3 towards A for FOKUS, which is not a bad bet. Again, we see a lot of surging, but what are Aurora going to choose to do here?
Yeah, I like that short smoke a lot. Dangerous game here now for FOKUS. Good opener from Poddy. Matheos able to take down Jimfat. And okay, Xantares now becomes, I think, one of the key players. He's managed to survive up short. He's able to get a kill or two here. He might be able to unlock the side for his team. He's alone though, and out from Fork. ZTR comes in and around with the headshot. FOKUS looking like they've completely shut this one down. Wow, great response from them.
Really, really good. We've seen fast and slow rounds on this T side from Aurora, and the slow, methodical round yielded no results. Some position, yes, but how many frags? Tell me. Heavy losses in that one. This is really compromising against Game Point now with a difficult money situation. They've got the utility to take some position. Xantares has an AK-47, which is all he needs. But they must deliver now. It's been a tough road for FOKUS with what Aurora have thrown at them, but they've survived it. They've got themselves in a great position in the last round of regulation. With the MAC-10 and a Tech-9, is it ultimately an A play with the numbers again? They'll have presence in mid, it looks like. Got a lurker towards B.
There we go again, you know, FOKUS kind of giving up mid. They're happy to give up mid. It has been working for them. And with just a really hodgepodge buy. Life definitely doesn't feel great, but you can see they're focused. They're opting to not play for information. They're playing very defensively, so they do give up space. That's the trade-off, and sometimes that can be a fatal trade-off. But Matheos able to take down Wicardio in the opening towards this B push. Could be soon spelling the fate of Aurora here on Cash.
Great util to kill time as well. Aurora running into B at the mercy of their opponent. FOKUS, full control. They've got so many more as well. Kickstand desperately through the smoke. But what can he do here? 3 players remain. Bomb is not in his hands either. He's got to go for elimination, but that clock is ticking way too fast for him. Drops ZTR. 2 more to go. 10 seconds. Is there a way to do this? There isn't really. That's a really big win for FOKUS.
Impressive performance, bringing it back right at the end of the second half when it mattered the most. So we're going to have another situation where the bounty hunters claim a scalp. Time to find out what the desk thinks.
Certainly a possibility after that one, DDK, but it's just one map in this, and this was a brawl at the beginning of
matches so far. So I'm excited. I was excited by how that game of Cash developed and how FOKUS were able to answer back to Aurora. Can we just take a moment to shout out the UK mans as well? We had great work yesterday from UK man Gizmi, and of course we've got Ash, who has been a lot more visible in the scene of late as well. UK on the rise. Can you believe it? Nuke then. Second map of the series. Aurora will feel like they left that first map empty-handed. Yes, this is their pick, but I think on, on a different day, maybe they do it in 2. We'll see if they can do it in 3, or if it even goes that far. Nothing is guaranteed in this series. So the pistol round it is. T-side for Aurora. Man, the technicality of some of these nades that we're seeing is crazy. So they'll take some position, but they've got to find some headshots. Paudy is going to be peeking eventually. That's the wrong headshot for Arcadia. Teammate in the back of the head. And that may prove expensive. Woxic and Yimfat remain. They are carrying the bomb. Bomb plant should be good as a minimum. But can they find the headshots from the 4 coming their way?
Maybe not. I just... Okay, let's go on. I got to say 2 words.
I love when I throw to you and the round ends like 3 seconds later. It's so awkward for you.
Yeah, two words, 2 precious words out there. But yeah, great start for the FOKUS side. The 13-1, probably not a repeat with that one. With that said, though, having a bomb plant as the T side, you could do some very dangerous stuff on round 2. So I'd be kind of feeling a little bit insecure if I were FOKUS. But yeah, really nice performance there. And you can see Xantaras, he's like, you what, mate?
Honestly, I feel like the run for Aurora from the beginning of this match to now is quite psychologically taxing, because they have to feel like, oh, we were unlucky here, or we were unlucky there on quite a few rounds.
Well, if you keep getting unlucky, James, maybe it's you.
They've got to keep a level head. Got to keep a level head.
Oh my god, look at that stat.
Yeah, that's not too shabby at all. Abusing the numbers towards the ramp. Great movement to avoid the headshot from Yokab. That leaves them vulnerable now as the bomb once again heads down towards the B-bomb site. Matheos is able to stop the trade, which is really important. Woxic can cut off the rotation. They are falling like flies in this round. Banjo finds himself alone versus 3.
I thought maybe with that double from Matheos, that's maybe there'd be something, but everyone's getting wrecked. FOKUS. Banjo with an MP9. See if you can get something extra out of this one. Nice crossfire. Really nice crossfire. Not much you can do about that. So just a very quick rush onto ramp that seals the deal in round number 2. And again, it is, it's always so dangerous when the T side gets that bomb down on the and lose that pistol, because that force bite is so devastating. So we can see here, Matheos a good showing on this double kill, but his teammates weren't quite so fortunate.
Yeah, that's a good start. That will relieve some pressure for Aurora. Winning the force bite may feel like a better situation for them, putting that CT economy in the bin. They you do need to prove successful here as well. They've got the range to do it with the 4 rifles. Kixan with the SMG. New look Aurora, 2 new man on roads on the server, that is. After the exits of Major and Moore. I want to say Major said he would have some good news or something along that line on Twitter. That's a Red Eagle. 5-7s then. Deagle for this FOKUS squad, who are not downstairs. So if it is to be the B bomb site, again, the question is, do they play for exits? Do they go to CT spawn and reset for another day?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, they got Kevlar and stuff. You know, there's nothing that you can do at this juncture. You can't do anything. So you might as well just save. Don't give them the satisfaction of getting some kills here. Yeah, there's wandering around.
We have to. I'm interested to see the new hidey holes. And when you've got a scenario like this with the bomb changes now, whereas you'd previously have to go this way or that way, you know, just distance essentially. But it's all changed now. So there may be more funky places where a force buying team can save closer and maybe safer than before.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Maybe open yourself up to getting some kills, getting some guns out of hands. But Aurora, you know, they are relaxed right now. They can breathe easy for the moment. FOKUS, of course, will be able to carry those pistols forward into the next round, maybe give it another go. But so far, Aurora, you know, finishing on the lower bomb site 2 times in a row. You know, they had that play through ramp, they then had that play through secret. What is the next round going to give us here from Aurora? FOKUS, they gambled wrong. Well, they gamble wrong again.
Oh, distributing the grenades up top for later on. Really good early map control. This will be an interesting spot later on. The secret stairs. Commonplace for CT aggression.
Yokeb's downstairs now, though, so he might be able to do something. Does have ZTR coming as well from behind, so maybe there's some potential in this setup with the pistols. There we go. Nice bait as well. That first kill, they spotted the second player. Matheos elsewhere, taking down Jimmy. So now there is a lot of potential. Banjo. Oh my goodness. 3 versus 2 right now in favor of the pistols from FOKUS.
So much damage from 5-7s in this week. So dangerous. There's a minute for Woxic and Wakadia to solve this puzzle. Is the glass broken? Probably not. Okay, one of them is. That gives them an option. Be so awkward if you can't proceed without giving any sound cue away. Oh, he's been spotted, Pody, by Wakadia. But where is Woxic? It's only one man seen. He's posting up for some different angles then to try and get a bomb plant. 22 seconds on the clock. Such a tough puzzle to solve. CT rotation is coming. Shake it.
Shaking it out, shaking it loose. Woxic getting close now. I don't know if they'll... I wonder if they'll read this position. Okay, well, he's been spotted. Yokeb goes down. Banjo as well. And Pody. Woxic with everything under control. That AK-47. Really good work. And they avoid disaster. But for FOKUS, you know, they weren't ever really thinking they were going to win that round in the first place. So at least they keep the economy slightly more honest. But now come out the M4s.
That was a superb clutch from Woxic. That was a highly dangerous situation. And I think after that bomb's planted, the CTs have got a reasonable chance of winning that round with their numbers. Yokeb hiding that entire time, but Woxic positioned himself well for the clutch there.
No AWP for FOKUS on the first buy. Not a lot of nades left either. 1:30 left on the clock and just a couple of smokes remaining. Nice. No cab again. Quite well anchoring with these rifles. Some support coming in, but Potty can't find his.
That was looking way better than it turned out for FOKUS. Wondered if the ramp player would fall back, but he was playing the bait with his teammates. And yet, there's only 3 of them remaining. Very, very unlucky early on here for FOKUS. And Xantares now seek and destroy mode, as you all know him for. Clearing out B. Matheos having a look. Great jump peek by Xantares. Trouble is coming. It's proving very expensive, this one, for FOKUS. So unlucky on the ramp, but it is what it is. Aurora will feel like it's their turn to have some luck after those expeditions on cash. ZTR then will have a very short campaign onto the B-bomb site. This is a great way to start this game with Nuke for Aurora. Got a chance to get a really good score at the beginning now.
Yeah, and just seeing Xantares kind of looking like Xantares in that way, I don't know. You know, it's just the way that he peaks angles, and you know that he's just kind of faster than everybody else. It's just definitely a concerning thing to see for FOKUS's chances. And that peak in particular is what we're talking about. So where are the rounds going to come here now for FOKUS? Because it hasn't really seemed like they've been able to do too much. Of course, that was their first buy round. As noted, they didn't have an AWP. I don't know if that would really change too much in the way of their fortunes. They had a good setup in ramp, actually, to actually fight that push, but just couldn't find the kills. So yeah, it does seem like Aurora, the disparity in strength is readily apparent.
The 5-1 is going to be challenging to recover from here on Nuke. And if they don't win the next buy round, FOKUS, assuming they lose this one, I feel like you're going to need a timeout and a real sports psychology speech to stop that feeling of being defeated from creeping in. I feel like we've seen so many 5-7 frags in these recent days. You wonder if it's going to end up being tuned down a little.
I feel like it's always been so good, and YoCab is gonna try to make it look good once again. And there we go. Let's take down one player. Gun not so recoverable, though there is a creep in the lobby. Bomb down. That should really seal the deal for this round in particular. But are there any guns to be stolen? That's really the mission, I think. This might be an opportunity. Jimfat gets spotted. And there we go, he gets taken out. So, okay, they've won an AK or two. Oh no, they're getting sandwiched. The AKs are gone.
Nothing given for free. Great stuff. High pressure from Aurora. It's a very green keyboard. Like a toxic green. Well then, the next round will be super, super, super important for FOKUS to find a victory. I think they're just going to be too far behind otherwise. You can see the pressure on the faces. They do tell a story. Stop biting your nails, bro. They should have a jar. Every time he bites his nails, it has to put something in the jar.
Put something. What exactly?
Preferably money. I don't know what else. You could put your cutlery in the drawer.
Put a finger in there
so
each time.
Yeah, you'll have to be your hands afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not a good look so far for them. I mean, it just seems a little bit flat on some of the raw duels. I think that's one of the things that's the most concerning, because you can't really put it down to them being, unlucky because of the variance going against them. It's kind of just, the mechanics, the fights, not looking as good, but that's kind of course, an area you'd expect Aurora to really show the fact that they are, on paper, a much heavier hitting team.
Pody is the big numbers man on the FOKUS squad. Currently 1 frag in 6 rounds. He has the AWP though in round 7. There's some great aggression. An important second frag from Banjo. That's such a big win. Not even 2 for 1. 5 on 3 now for FOKUS. Exactly what they needed in this round. It was becoming insurmountable, this deficit. But Aurora is still dangerous with over a minute on the clock.
Yeah, it's really difficult to play against a 3v5, especially when there's an AWP on the field now as well. Because you want to have the element of surprise. It means you're walking around a lot. So it means that you're going to be walking into certain angles. And that's a free kill for an AWP. So that's a present danger, as well as the fact that on Nuke, the coverage here from the CT is pretty good. They're going to try to go out of the hut, though, with Cardi finding Matheos. Trades looking fantastic. In fact,
wow.
Able to get down. It was a no-scope, actually, somehow, from Pody.
That's crazy. But again, couldn't have come sooner.
Yeah,
Banjo could have. Couldn't have come later. Whatever the phrase is. That's a super. You know, we built up the importance of that round for FOKUS. They went in and took it. Great 2K from Banjo.
Yeah. Yeah, it was phenomenal there from Banjo for sure. Okay, turning their fortunes around, perhaps. Excited to see more from Pody. We get to push in the smoke. Had Rain in the interview after Falcons lost to 100 Thieves yesterday, saying that you can't rat outside as much on Nuke anymore. This is why he doesn't like the outside position as much. And it sounds like maybe that's true. Xantares takes down Matheos as he looks for more. Another head spotted. You've got to be careful when you're up against Xantares. And the clearance continues.
Now, what is the play here with a 4-man CT side? Are you playing a responsive game? Do you try and take an advantage somewhere? Seems that Aurora may be expecting such a thing. Turtling on the outside. Waiting for an overextension. But it's their clock which is starting to run down. Their patience will pay off after all. That's exactly what they were waiting for. Holding formation, reducing the numbers. Pody rotating the AWP. Xantares got the information for the remainder of his team. 20 seconds, maybe there's a chance. Sniper gets his bell rung, still over 50 HP for what it's worth. Banjo moving into position now, and you wonder if Aurora may have been a little too slow here. Still doable. Bombs planted as it turns into a 3-on-3. Banjo collecting Woxic as well. Yocab dropped. And we need more from Banjo if they are to survive. Banjo and Pody remaining, and he comes in for Wakadia, does Banjo. It's been a hell of a retake for him. 2 for Banjo, 1 for Pody, leaving Kixan in a 1 versus 2. Bomb's not in the greatest place for him. Banjo's the one with the kit. Pody's the one who touched the bomb. Swinging now, looking for the transfer. Kixan trying to be a nuisance. 2 HP. Off he gets the bomb. That clock is ticking, trying to pre-fire. Is there time for it? It's going to be a really close one. Banjo's done so much work in this round, and he will just about secure the round as well.
Incredible stuff there from Banjo. He's looking really good. I mean, he's the player that's looking by far the hottest on the team at the moment with the rifle. Coming in on that flank, winning all these 1v1s. Massive performance. A lot of money lost here, but you know, they'll just be happy to pick up the rounds. There's Banjo with Yocab on the way around. Finishing it off for the 3K. 2 HP on Kixan actually in that position. So, I mean, Kixan honestly doing a great job making it look as close as it was. And suddenly, FOKUS with 3 rounds now. I mean, on the CT side, of course, you're kind of expected, if you want to have comfort, to get quite a lot of rounds. So, you know, they're at least coming back into the game. It was looking hopeless before. And in terms of the money, Aurora, they still have a chunk of change left to get a full buy on deck. So, you know, the job is far from done. And James as well, FOKUS, they don't have money. So, you know, if they lose this round, they're going to get reset very hard.
Surviving of one player can be a curse. After the buy, though, Banjo's got 4K and Yocab's got 2. So maybe they muster something, but this is about the comeback for FOKUS. It's not acceptable for them to lose this round. They've done a great job of stopping this from getting away from them. Quickly into a 4-on-4 then. With Pody looking on the outside. Squeaky door wide open. Well, squeaky, not sure about the door. There is that position in secret. CT's getting more aggressive now, spotting Wakadia. That will do nicely. Infact's on 1 HP, so I don't fancy the chances of what remains of Aurora in this one. Pody spotting rotation towards that B bomb site. ZTR and Yokab will post up. Can't stop the bomb from being planted though. Great utility usage by Aurora. But it's going to be a tall order to come out on top here, and maybe Xantares is the man for the job.
Yeah, certainly so good around these angles. Very tough here. Jimfat on 1 HP, 16 HP for Kicksands. Xantares on 45. They are all so low here. Oh my god, that HE puts him down to 2. And there we go, swinging fourth. It is all FOKUS all day there on the retake, and they're going to make it work. Important bomb plant though for the side of Aurora, considering that they've got quite a loss bonus now. They're almost at max loss bonus, so they're going to be buying again. And surviving with 3, I think, is a pretty good result there for FOKUS.
Yeah, that was a really great challenge around the double doors with Xantares and the mollies for both sides. And this double peek was fantastic. The HE damage on Xantares by the windows as well. Just really good work. Again, close rounds, narrow margins, but it's been such an important comeback for FOKUS. Got to give him a lot of credit. It was looking really, really bad for them with that run from Aurora. But they've won the crucial recent rounds. Nuke looking somewhat different now. Not a good start though this time. Xantares hopping onto ZTR, who knew nothing about it.
Xantares again with his openers. At least there is a stoppage from Yokab, but in the meantime, the rest of the team Aurora looking to charge downstairs straight into the lower site. And I mean, they're going to get a bomb down, and with only 3 players all fully out of position, I don't know about the chances here for FOKUS. They might have to save because, again, their money is just non-existent.
Well, it's a bit weird. Like they could buy some stuff. I don't know how
some stuff.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, what stuff?
I don't know how much on the edge it is. Yeah, I think ZTR having 1,000 means they need to save, especially if they want AWP. The 2 AKs could be juicy for that last round as well. They could buy some stuff then.
If they're shopping
That's
at
my
teaming,
analysis.
maybe.
That's my professional opinion, is that some stuff could be bought.
That's fair.
Do with that what you will.
That's fair, that's fair. Yeah, especially, I think, Pody having the AWP threat has, I think, been a big part of the turnaround for FOKUS, so they definitely can't afford to lose too much. And such is life on Nuke sometimes. Ooh, cheeky little one at the end. Really nice. At least for FOKUS, they've managed to get 4 rounds. The start was so rough for them after they got reset after the pistol. So they have turned this half around. They're threatening the ability to tie up the half too. So not too horrendous, but Xantares, very reliable on getting these opening kills, and he's been a thorn in their. He's been like 500 thorns in their side.
Men on the roof with intention. Oh, this could be such good timing with the AWP as well. They're going to throw all the junk into the A-bomb site, but when they round that corner, they could be in for a world of hurt. Oh, they could be, but Yimfat is in that common position where you're holding a lobby crunch. So many CTs there. So we have the initial junk from Aurora. Second crack of the whip to come, it seems. Kicksan can bounce around these corners with the Mag-10. Banjo will be able to escape. He's been important in that position with these forward spots. 10 frags for him. Maybe there's a few left before this round ends.
Oh, Ricardia beating Matheos to the angle there. Banjo has to do more. A lot more. Spray gets laid down here from Garage. That's actually going to work out there for CTR. Dropping down into the vent. That's a death trap. Voxic finds out. Xantares again. Now alone against 2 players. Such a critical round for FOKUS to win with Xantares in this clutch. Back to the upper bomb site. In comes CTR from the top. Looking down. Here's the plant and edges his way around. And that's going to be the victory there for FOKUS. Really well done by them. And I mean, again, Banjo, what a standout here, James. I mean, if not for him getting those reliable 1v1s in that hot lobby position, I feel like, again, like this is going to be Aurora, a case of Aurora running over FOKUS.
Yeah, I do like how well matched these teams seem to be in this series. Again, the back and forth we saw on Cash, and now we see again the lobby crunch, the silent lobby crunch from the CT, still getting popped in the face first by Yimfat, but managing to ultimately turn this around. And yeah, Banjo's been really important for the squad. Again, Aurora have got to be feeling like they're losing a lot of tight rounds in this series overall.
No doubt. No doubt. Great recovery for FOKUS so far. Can they complete the recovery and get the tied half going into the second half? Can they do it? Very slow beginning to this round. Not much pressure from either side. Oh, Matheos has got the better of the angles there. Good proactive play there. No fear from FOKUS.
Yeah, they're pushing the ramp position with 2 as well. Wise to Aurora's game, it feels. Getting the information they need, at least for the time being. Voxic scopes will be heard by the CTs by Squeaky. That's an important trade. Banjo again. Voxic though dropping down into trade. Makes it a 3-on-3. 45 seconds remain. Kixan with the bomb. Holding formation now. So CTs will reposition. Wait for the next play. This is going to be awkward. Xantares popped by Matheos. ZTR hasn't seen the players close to him just yet. 19 seconds, really running the clock down now, and it might just work out in their favor. Will they check the hard left though? Do they have any idea ZTR's here? We're in the 10-second territory now. The bomb's dropped and so it kicks out of Voxic. That's a huge 3K for ZTR to end out the half.
Hello, and this. No, wait, that's a horrible opening. Let's go again. All right, it's Blast Bounty. I just kicked the table. I'm gonna restart that. Fucking this table. We're here about straight into the barrel of the camera, bro. Straight into the barrel.
Are Canada drinks illegal here?
I mean, it's legal, but it's not 100% legal. I mean, you can come up to the room.
That's good. So tell me about the booth rules again.
What do you want to know?
Are Canada One more time. And thus, I don't want that. I swallow.
You need to be more accurate. Because we believe in you.
Such bullshit.
It's very, very hot.
I need to continue eating.
Because it's so addictive.
No, because it's
so spicy. If you eat it, if you keep eating it, then it just like you can't tell, right?
I have to keep eating. Sorry.
You don't have to say sorry.
I mean, it's the right. That's the right of referees and player managers gonna have. I mean, it's just small differences, but they got all the same shit that we got at home. Yeah, it's fucking shit.
Sir,
do you know how they call Deagle in Paris?
They don't call it Deagle?
Братан, блядь, почему ты не отвечал? Я думал, ты забыл. Bro, I thought he forgot. I started putting in the fucking iPad.
They don't know what a Deagle is.
How does it call it?
I don't fucking know.
Was ist das?
This was me just 6 weeks ago, before I started my training program. I was stressed, blessed. Sorry, trying to improv. Hold on, okay. This was me just 6 weeks ago. I was commentating. I was blessed. Go to http:// sorry. There's a lot going on. I got it.
Loaded. You're basically the dealer now, bro. Look at this. I'm running out of money.
You say the place always wins. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure.
Not in this casino, bro. I'm going broke. Okay.
Il y a des nouilles partout. Il y a des nouilles partout.
Oh, блядь, I don't understand.
That is so close.
Блядь, one more time. Блядь, one more time. Solo. One time.
Welcome back to a tense, high-pressure match. Many rounds finishing on very small edges. And we have a really close score at half-time. FOKUS, you have to wonder, like, is the worst over for them, considering that, was it 5-1 or something like that to Aurora? Is the worst over for them in this half? Could this be a 2-0?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the individual plays, ZTR with that 3K at the end, that was absolutely glorious. We'll see, though, if another pistol can be picked up by FOKUS. I feel like our bounty hunters have been pistol demons so far, at least in the games we have covered. Banjo getting tested. He will not pass the test. No one's passing the test. The test is too hard. The test needs to be rewritten. This is a problem. ZTR, last player standing. And I don't know, the chances here are not all that great. Stuck behind the door. They know where he is.
Hey, a chance is better than no chance. I suppose the chance is gone. That's a promising start for Aurora, who surely have to... I mean, the temperature must be high for them now, because, again, they were 5-1 up in that first half. It ends 6-6.
Yeah.
There has to be concern. They definitely... They must have felt like the stronger team on Cash, regardless of who picks it. But, again, the aggression did not pay off on many a round. So there is a quite a reasonable level of threat here. There won't be for this particular round though, as FOKUS will be keeping their money for the round to come, for the rifles to come, but this is an opponent to be respected.
Yeah, no bomb down. I think it's so much more chill, especially of course for the CTs. And that always makes me, wonder and really appreciate when a team will go for a play that is just absolutely designed to get a bomb down. And you don't even care if you lose the round. As long as you get the bomb down, your force buy in the next round is so strong and scary, as we saw be the case for Aurora. But now we will get the guns out. The AKs will come into play for FOKUS. And I'm really curious what their T side will look like. I really don't know what to expect exactly. 13-1 by Astralis. They didn't really get to play the game very much. So we'll get to see what they have on display. Woxic on the scout, so no AWP on Aurora just yet.
Sneaky. See if there's more of this in future rounds when the CTs are perhaps in a more vulnerable position.
And that's like, how are you doing that?
It's a hell of a flick from Woxic. That's so interesting behind the smoke as well. You could just mouse one into the smoke, but I'm going to flick into the smoke instead and hit someone. Just Woxic things. Early 5-on-4 for Aurora. A promising start to round 15. That's some good tagging as well. Definitely making a nuisance of himself, leaving ZTR and Potty crawling in what remains of this round.
Good trade. They're going to expect Jimfat to be here as well. But we do have the jump up the generator into the heaven position. Might be, oh yeah, exactly. ZTR doing some great work from up here on both sides of things. And the HP really low for 2 players of the 3 remaining for FOKUS, despite the man advantage. See what they can do. Investigation from Jimfat. He's going to get wrapped here. That's crazy from ZTR. No way has he managed to do that.
Didn't he hit, like he jumped off? There was a sound cue, wasn't there? Didn't you hear that?
I don't know, but at this point, it gets very weird because ETR's also got no idea.
But didn't he just like throw a nade into heaven as well? I feel like a lot of things just happened there, but they've both missed each other.
Oh, what a shot as well. That's fantastic from CTR. And he spots the shadow as well, so he knows exactly what's going on. Back up we go to the generator. Unreal round here from CTR. Almost takes down Wicardia as well. So impressive.
That's a hell of a circus. I feel like you could just put a camera there with X-ray on for about 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
of crazy circular action.
Yeah, so hard to read the positioning. Super hard to understand what's going on there. And a massive credit to ZTR. I mean, especially if you think about how the round started out, James. You know, Woxic hits that shot. You know, a couple players go down to very low HP. They lose a player.
Yeah, you're supposed to lose that round.
Yeah, I mean, also the shots that ZTR actually connected with, very fast reactions. Like this one, very fast shot to Kixan, and then the kill that he gets towards the secret position as well. Also, just phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, there's a sound cue, but I don't think that was picked up for some reason.
It could have just been like just misinterpreted and just, I mean, incredible, really crazy.
Thin lead for Aurora, who now have Woxic on the AWP. The scout shenanigans have paused. Serious business now, as Aurora look for a third map in this series. Just one round between the squads. Both on the buy, both low on money.
Oh my god. I was wondering, is Xantares going to be Woxic this round? And he basically is.
Another 5-on-4 for Aurora then. Question is, can they convert it? Quickly, the numbers are even. Woxic dropped by Pudi. Looking to play the long game then. Minutes on the clock. They fancy some time in the sun.
Now, Xantares taking down Matheos, trying to go through many. It's going to be a challenge though. Can't quite make it work. I think expecting maybe there would be some aggression from the CTs to be able to punish, to allow them to get in a bit easier, but great patience there from Aurora to just really hold their nerve and be very well poised to defend.
It's just not fair, is it?
You know what I was thinking, James? Because Woxic did it in the previous round as well. I wonder if Ash, that's like part of the anti-stratting, that Ash has picked up. There's like a specific timing when the players are going to be actually entering secret off of those smokes. I took a mental note of the timing when Xantares got the kill there, but I don't know what it was when Woxic did. Maybe it was exactly the same timing in the round. And that's when they shoot. Or maybe it's blind luck. It's one of the two. I feel like it's one of the two.
Aurora taking a step away from FOKUS. And again, this is high pressure for FOKUS because they must feel like this is doable. This can be a 2-map series for them. Maybe lamenting the mid to late round, that rotation outside, getting handily dealt with by Aurora. And it will be the hero AK for Matheos and a bunch of pistols. So it might be protect the VIP, send some cannon fodder in ahead of that rifle, and that seems to be happening towards the ramp there. You can see Pudi just in front of Matheos. There we go, and that will give some position to the AK. Just about being spotted though, and there he goes. Doesn't last long. Not sure if Yokab will be able to rescue that one. I think the HE maybe trying to bring it away. That's one way to do it. Bomb lost as well, so nothing doing whatsoever in this round for FOKUS. Maybe they can use what remains as a extended timeout to think about the way forward.
Certainly, yeah. Yeah, I do wonder what, if any, switch up will be made by FOKUS. Woxic moving around is always going to be problematic. You're not going to be so sure exactly where the AWP is going to be on the other side. And so it does make life feel a little bit more uncertain.
Really good with their angles through the smokes, our Aurora. They're reaping many rewards from that. Now, FOKUS have, in a number of rounds, been able to recover from an early 4-on-5 and at least tie the numbers up. So maybe the problem lies in the late rounds and closing things out.
Oh, okay, we got a taste of your own medicine to Xantares through the smoke. Well, there's an early 5v4 in favor of FOKUS. Okay, I got my eye on the timer for any smoke spam resulting in a kill. Yeah, it's a similar timing. Around 1:15 was the cross previously, I believe.
They'll be heard this time by Wicadia. Not sure if you heard one or two, but either way, it is compromised. Looking for the lurkers outside.
Oh. Speaking of which, Yocab they may have felt like that kill was the final outside player. Indeed, Yocab able to get a lurk onto Yimfat. And that's the 3v3 now.
That pulls Wicadia away from the vent, maybe considering a play down towards B.
Oh, Yocab with the bomb as well.
Yeah, leaves Kixan downstairs wondering what's happening. And again, it's this late round where Aurora can rein things back in, as they do with Pody. And there's the bomb carrier dealt with as well. Again, this is where things go wrong in that late round. ZTR picking up the AK-47. 20 seconds to rescue the bomb and try to win a duel. He's going to race down towards B. He is going to be waited for, though, by Kixan, who's got sound cues for days. So I don't fancy his chances. Decon door is open. He's got to almost run with the bomb out, but he does not stand a chance. And again, it's another round which slips away from FOKUS in the late game.
Yeah, and let's not forget, they got the 5v4 early on as well, so can't say that they didn't have the ability to play off of an advantage. Oh, wow. Every single bullet connected to Xantares there. And Voxic is a problem. Is a problem. I did like the layered setup there that kind of allowed Yocab to be kind of this hidden lurker. That was kind of cool, but ultimately it's an 11-7 advantage for Aurora. And speaking of advantages, Voxic early kill onto Matheos to stifle this pistol push.
Is this round a must-plant situation for FOKUS? They'll have the numbers towards the ramp. Not committing all the way down just yet. Spotting Woxic. If they know that's the AWP, I'm not sure if they want to go back, but they will. Oh, he is in a sandwich of sorts. But most of them will be handily dealt with. Let's see if Pody's got anything left. Now, 1 versus 4. Oh my God, he does. 45 seconds. And there could be some fun to be had here. Switching out to deal with multiple assailants. Aurora heading to 12. So what does he choose to do? Seconds. He has to expire. He has to expire before the time does. Oh my word. There's only 2 players left. Starting to get nervous for Aurora. A lot more damage towards the end than you could have expected, so that's something. But there's no more room for error for FOKUS.
Yeah, pretty looking dangerous there. Man, the crazy thing is that if Woxic didn't get this one, if ZTR actually killed him, that would have made things even more interesting. But, you know, there we go. 12 rounds now for Aurora. They only need a single round more. And it doesn't really feel like there's any question right now that they'll be able to do it. And it might happen right away. FOKUS will be on another bye. I don't believe we're going to see an op from them. Be curious to see what their option is, because it feels like they've struggled to reliably get the opening round advantage. I feel like it happened that one time that they were able to spam Xantara through a smoke. Not hardly a reliable approach.
Game points for Aurora. Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Might say it like that if I'm Norwegian. How many smoke kills will there be this time? Woxic up close and personal onto Yokab. Such a fast 5-on-4 in favor of Aurora. ZCR making his way towards Secret, spots one in the garage. For his position, I was going to say Whirlpool rotation, but they're waiting for him. Kicks out with an off angle. This may be a road too far for FOKUS. 3 remain. Still with the bomb in their possession, but they've got so much to do here.
Yeah, it's really, really bad right now. That's for sure. Looking to make their way through the ramp. They are being waited for. Xantara's easy 2K. And it's an unceremonious finish, it seems like. Very little energy here from FOKUS. Okay, well, I guess the smoke is actually going to let him pick up the bomb at least. The Banjo, the last hope. And I don't know what he's going to be able to do here. Looks to get this lower plant at least. There are players all over the place though. How is he going to make this one work? Banjo takes down Wacardia suddenly. 3 players to his front. He doesn't know that they're all there though. Forced to go for the duel, and that's going to be a wrap. Aurora picking up Nuke as they were always meant to. And we're going to go to a 3rd map.
Yeah, a noble effort from FOKUS, but they just weren't able to match Aurora on Nuke. Over to James.
A very strong performance coming out from Aurora on Nuke. It is what we expected, but at least in the first half, right, there was a battle, there was a fight from FOKUS to actually put some numbers up on the board. But you can see once we swap,
then maybe he's using a pencil. Who knows? Actually, this is a great time. I wanted to give some lore about mice. Since Xantara he's still using a wired mouse. So for those of us from the wired mouse era, we'll all remember the kind of plasticky cord that you could feel dragging around, which is one of the greatest release of a wireless mouse. But the reason there was no paracord on those mice is, I think, because of EU regulations, you required a certain level of shielding, so you'd have to have that crappy plastic stuff. More about that later. We are into the pistol round. Aurora on that T side, creeping towards B, already a feature in this after the build-up from Vu and Co. Vu and Banks, actually. And you could say and Co if there's more. It's just Vu and Banks.
Okay, well, FOKUS, they've discovered it's all a lie outside of A. So they know it's going to be a B play coming in. They couldn't be more ready than they are right now. Ooh, nades doing damage. Just look at that whack-a-mole situation. This is disgusting, James.
Yeah, they've barely broken ground on the bomb site.
Oh my God, that tunnel, it's like a prison. Have you been to prison, James?
Why would you say that, Dan?
I don't know, just, curious, you know?
No, I have not been to prison. I've been past a prison before, like, on a bus, but that's about it.
What do you think it's like?
Probably a taxing environment, just as it was for the T side on that pistol. We'll see. Oh, we're really seeing a force buy in this one. No money left in the hole for the AWP. The force buy on Dust2. They've got a utility. B makes sense to try and close the distance. There'll be multiple smokes up. Wacardia charging through with the MAC-10 into the crossfire, which may not get solved in time by what remains of Aurora. I like the plan. Now Woxic has found himself in a 1 versus 3. Perhaps there is a chance. The smoke to create some space, but the angle will be superior for Pody to deny the bomb plant. That was a pretty cool one, because we see, a lot of like force buys on Ancient or somewhere like that where you can really close the distance, get that utility working. That's a nice prompt attempt by Aurora, but one that's ultimately denied by the likes of FOKUS.
It's the upset map. It's the upset map, James. FOKUS are 2-0 up.
Okay, this should be slower. There are deagles though, but before it escalates too much. So I think there was EU regulation about shielding on cables, which is why a lot of manufacturers couldn't just roll out stuff with a paracord. So there was a period of time where people were, like me, were modding their own mice and putting their own paracords on. And if you were a smaller manufacturer, some just skirted the regulations and released with paracord anyway.
There you go. Regulations are anti-innovation.
So there's some mouse law for you, since we still have one with a cable. But yeah, every time like your mouse has a new release, but with a new sensor, you know, it's just not what you want in most cases.
Okay, Santaris. Let's get himself a deeg. That's it. That's all the action. I think we have sufficiently talked over the the nothing rounds of the beginning of Dust 2. Now things will get interesting. The AK is going to come out for Aurora, and the AWP will come out for Woxic as well. Woxic on Dust 2. There's some history there.
Just about affording that $50 in the hole. But Woxic he's had to go naked to get that AWP, which is why I was curious about the force buy earlier, but he committed. He's a team player, so he's AWP, no Kevlar. Maybe Dust 2 a better map for that. Have to watch out for nades if he heads towards short though. Still in spawn, like every online griefer we've come across in matchmaking. Pody waiting for opportunity. Swing and a miss. Flashes used well to reposition in mid. A lot of counter utility. Will there be a full take of shorts from the T side of Aurora?
Okay, they're going to try to barrel into the B site. Banjo looks pretty ready for this one, though. Is with Matheos. Let's see if they can hold this. Okay, first kill, the second as well through the smoke. And not enough progress seemingly made here. Ricardia finally takes down Banjo. Good response from Matheos by the car position. In fact, with the trade. And it looks like a bomb should be possible to get planted here, but the CT is already looking to kick the door down. And once that bomb starts getting planted, there's only one player that can be responding. Might be an opportunity through the smoke here. And their FOKUS players are unrelenting, unable to allow this bomb to get but there's no chance it can even get planted there. Love the confidence there from FOKUS. That's a 4-0 start for them on the CT side.
With only 2 players towards B in that scenario as well, maybe with some expectation of a short take from the T side, as you often do. You can see Kickstand trying to pre-fire with the MAC-10 through the smoke. Banjo's been good for a multi-frag round on many an occasion in this series, and there is another one. So these smoke plays not working out for Aurora. But yeah, the timing was interesting with 3 over towards A, but FOKUS had enough. Now, what other spanners will Aurora be able to throw into the works in future rounds? This one will be a ropey one, but that's a promising start for Yimfast, a round where there aren't that many rifles for Aurora. I think Yimfat's handed one over. He's managed to rescue that one through the doors without being picked off. So this could become surprisingly hairy for FOKUS in round 5. Information play through B apps, but there's over a minute on the clock.
Yeah, might just try to hit that A site. I mean, it's definitely a good one to hit. They should be able to get isolated duels against the players on A. Pody does have the AWP. He won't have too much to block his ability to take shots, so Pody has to hit everything. Ooh, that's a bit sketchy there. CT not falling back onto the ramp. No util to stop him, so again, the defense has a good chance at succeeding. There's the first kill. The smoke, though, for that short plant. Spray through, gotta be careful not to get punished. Nicely done here from CTR, leaving just Yimfat there. Going for the short plant now as the remainder comes. And can they stop the plant? Absolutely not. USP comes out, though, and at least for the FOKUS side, they don't lose anyone else.
Really important that the bomb gets planted there, and that will be true going forward. If they continue with this loss bonus, they can at least pull out the AKs. Clean sheet remains for FOKUS. Not afraid of an information play. was a really important frag. Things were looking awkward otherwise. I think Pody had an angle for the push from short. That player alive on low up could have really been a problem, but well dealt with by FOKUS. 5-0. Nothing to show for their efforts so far, Aurora. An early focus towards B has yielded no results.
Yeah, starting to get a little worrisome. I mean, I feel like, of course, you know, this is the time when you normally see teams begin to turn things around. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here for Aurora, getting some rounds on the board.
We're only 6 rounds in. I mean, we are 6 rounds in. Only one player for Aurora has more than 1 frag, which is Yimfat.
Yeah.
Kixan has no frags. Everybody else has 1 frag. So this is a really rough situation, really rough. No one's doing much of anything for Aurora fragging-wise.
That's a good catch. That's a good catch too. Yeah, very interesting. Woxic no longer naked with an AWP. He's found some clothes.
5-0 for Pody. 10 for 2, Matheos.
On the other end of this one, takes down Xantares. Oh my god. Yocab finds the head of Yimfat as well. They get utterly denied. Okay. These frags, seemingly impossible to find. Where are they? Are the frags in the room with us?
This is crazy. FOKUS have got the slippers on. Aurora walking barefoot in the desert. So Woxic with his 1 frag, Kixan 0 for 5. It's a clutch if they dare. It's a long time to try and hold your position and save these weapons. They will feel vulnerable. Woxic with $0 in the bank.
That's kind of nice. And actually, they've isolated now 1 player, Banjo, on the site. Oh my goodness gracious me. And without a chance, Banjo looking to shut every opportunity down. Oh man, looks so confident.
He's got the most unassuming nickname for how well he's been doing for his squad.
That's true.
You know, some generate their names on like Xbox Live or something, but Banjo's quite specific. But yeah, another good start from Pody. Great rifle support as well. And Aurora just unable to answer. Again, they've thrown a number of things at B to no avail. The sneaky plays through the smoke. The CTs were close and ready for it. A timed push out of A long, denied by the AWP posted up. What now for Aurora? Onto the pistols with a ton of utility again. We first saw them make that fast play towards B in a round such as this. What else have they got in the tank? You know, it was Aurora who had a 5-1 lead on Nuke, which FOKUS were able to pull back in that first half. Now it's Aurora's turn to do the same in the deciding map of Dust2.
Looking like we might get potential shorts. Plants set piece. Dodging some of the counter utility. We'll see if that's going to be a play. Obviously, you can always drop into a B hit as well.
Yeah, we've got Yimfat moving away from long. So are they looking to pick off that middleman in CT? Or will they pursue a play towards A? Rocadia asking questions, trying to pull the rotator from pillar to post. While FOKUS patiently awaits. Pody moving down towards long. So they will concede position on this A bomb site. And there will be some drops, but they'll be straight into the hands of ZTR. 6 for 3 now. As they continue to creep forward. Xantares able to win that duel and pick up a rifle. 20 seconds to get this bomb planted. Pody with some good angles. He'll know what's safe and what's not for the retake at least as it's planted for short.
Yeah, Xantares with the soul rifle there. Going back to shorts. Every single player to support each other. And here comes the FOKUS squad looking for the clearance. Xantares doing the damage he needs to do. Yimfat with great support. Xantares again. Now down to Pody. Can he make this one work for the team? There's the smoke. That's going to be very helpful here. Oh my goodness, over the top of the smoke. Takes down Zantaris. Is he going to go for the stick? Absolutely he is. And trying to close the distance to spray. Run out of bullets. And Pody with the steal.
Can you get the AWP at least? Well, that's something, if not the round. That's a really good attempt from them. They fought so hard to stop the CTs from getting on that bomb site. But that Deagle shot after dropping the smoke proved to be too much. A fantastic start for FOKUS. Patiently waiting a 2K there for ZTR. I didn't think Zantaris would be able to trade that frag with the Mac 10, but he found a way. So close and yet so far. Clean sheet remains. Pearly whites for FOKUS on Dust2.
So at the start of this round, Pody starts the round with $14,500. So he's no sweat to replace the AWP there for him. 7-0 the score, and we get the timeout there from FOKUS, actually, which I really like here, James, because they're so far ahead. You want them not to get overconfident. You want them to make sure that they maintain discipline, just keep their foot on the pedal, and keep just Aurora in this desperate place where, like you mentioned before, you know, the frags were hard to come by. They have since managed to start fragging more so. Since you mentioned that, it seems like you kind of cursed the FOKUS squad a little bit with that one, but Aurora are getting closer to winning a round.
That might not be enough as we head into round 8. No one challenging the choke point, but no one going further on long for Aurora. So what is the solution? They've tried a great many things. Now we've got a burst from the CTs in mid, and that is going to be catastrophic for them. So they continue heading Pody's way. Posted up on short with the AWP. Money he does have, health he does not. And finally, the deadlock is broken. There's no more 0 on the side for Aurora. They have taken one step forward. There is a reasonable score to take from this half still. But that was a lot of aggression in mid.
Yeah.
Not going the CT's way.
Yeah. It's so funny, isn't it? Because everything that FOKUS had been doing was working. That was the first round where they took the timeout and they decided, let's go aggressive. And it fails. So it's such a classic maneuver. They're going aggressive again here, so really continuing to switch up the pace. Can't help but wonder, is this going to be making life easier for Aurora, who were struggling to create opportunities when FOKUS were playing passive? But we'll have to see here with Pody posted up with the AWP, gets the catch on the kickstand and can fall back.
Oh my word, the ordnance flying through. CT's able to escape. They know where they're vulnerable. ZTR will try to ruin the timing of this expedition. More junk where that came from. Arcadia could be stuck on an island here. The smoke may help him though, indeed it will. A minute on the clock. Heat map's quite hot in that mid position. Aurora looking to confirm possession of short, and they'll do that. Pody's been a nuisance around this car position on more than one round. Be it here, be it long. He is a problem. Yokab is on that long position. He's got no flashes to support his sniper should he need them.
Ooh. Not an easy shot to connect. CTR could work here from the lower position previously. Spawn. See if he can get a repeat there in the smoke. Now scaling into the short plant. Really nice here. They've managed to maintain integrity of numbers, Aurora. Let's FOKUS. Regroup for the retake. Head spotted. That's a free one there from Matheos. Getting the trade onto Zantaris. An extra onto Wicardia. And suddenly, where the hell have Aurora gone?
It's so tense. The slow creep towards the bomb site. Hiding in the smoke. Holding from long. Got to be so quick to find the first and the second man. There was the CTs. Really well done. I was expecting the flash over the box in lower tunnel before the swing top mid there, as it was just eerily quiet. But they're able to get the pick top mid. Some frustrations then on the side of Aurora, who trail by 7 in the first half. They'll have money for the buy. They go for a faster round in long then. There will be a challenge for the CTs, or there was going to be. Smoke on the corner already, and the CTs will have to concede.
The interesting thing about this is that, you take long, and the CTs have got to respect it a little bit. Nice find there from Matheos. That's what I was going to say. You got to play for info. Are they sending everybody long? Are they going to take long and fall out of long and try to catch you in the rotation? There's lots of ways that this long take early can be played to the advantage of the T side. But with that pick there onto Xantares, it definitely, I think, forces Aurora into this long play. And they're going to just try to scale it slowly. It's the, I think, least variance play that they have. And it can be always effective on a map of Dust 2. Oh my goodness. Pody so ready for these AWP shots. Woxic down. And now Aurora, they're having to continue to press. They've got to get something back.
The swarm is starting. Yocab only good for one. Matheos, does he dare push through the smoke here? Timing will have to be on his side. Kicksan wondering. He's wondering for right reasons. 40 seconds now. Boney drops off. Matheos makes his play through the smoke. Collects two. And that is the round done. Really getting the better of these close engagements around the smoke are FOKUS. God, very, very tense stuff around these bomb sites. So many different looks we've seen from Aurora. Just trying to find something that will work.
That's crazy. I thought Woxic had that for sure when the smoke dissipated. This is looking extremely dangerous now for Aurora. They're kind of, I think, passing into territory, Jays, which is, I mean, you can definitely feel the vibes not looking all that great on the Aurora side. And for FOKUS, I think what's been really cool to see is that they've maintained the discipline, they've maintained the confidence, and they haven't kind of played too passive. They're not in that position where they're kind of feeling like, oh man, are we doing it? And they start getting into their own heads. They're still laser focused, and they're looking at a potential to close this half out with more than 9.
Big scenario for FOKUS. Really big. Always nice if you've got a good spawn towards B to post up like this. But the flashes are used well. FOKUS wise to that game. Still delivering though is Woxic. It's a great entry from him. Doing it the hard way.
Pody changing position here with the orb. Might catch somebody off guard. Leaving long to Yocab as he announces his presence now. And now it's starting to scale across the cap position. CTR dropping down, and still 5 alive here for Aurora. They're in very, very good stead now with control of the A bomb site.
How about this flank from long though? Because the last play rotating for the T's is one carrying the bomb. Now that flank is coming through from ZTR. I don't know if he can get there fast enough because we still have Woxic lurking in that lower tunnel, which will hold Yocab's position. So there was a small window of possibility there, but it seems that window has closed. ZTR last now in CT spawn. As Aurora look to claw back something, a lifeline from this half. They'll take everybody with them. Finally, a step forward. They've been so rare in this half.
Yeah, the money's actually kind of sus for FOKUS. They're going to have enough to get a decent buy, but it looks like one player might be without a gun. CTR looks like he might be without a gun. Pody getting onto the AWP again, but yeah, great round from Aurora here. Just trying to do something here in this first half. 3 players towards B here for FOKUS. Switching up the setup. I'm sure they're going to try to get aggressive there. B has seldomly been an point of operations. Pody, very good opener. And again, with the B tunnel aggression, I don't think Aurora are going to expect that necessarily, although FOKUS clear it and they fall off.
May change where they rotate that third man between A and B. Continuing to push through one short here. Very forward positions. Will the fire spread? ZCR here doing great work, holding position. Cody deciding what to do now. Does he post up once again? So many CTs again, clearing up at B. They know where the T's are. Posting up together. Kickstand though finds a third. He's connected the bomb as well, and he's got position on the bomb sites.
FOKUS coming in though from Catwalk. Hand in hand, Kickstand looking to go for the fake here. Dropping down, he's got time, finding the headshot position. This is smart here from Kickstand, but Yokab takes him down. A 10-2 first half on Dust2. Unbelievable.
In 2026 so far, one team that is really close to becoming a really strong team is, I would say, FUT.
Thus far, I think it might be FUT.
I think
What's his name? Fish Puncher, boy. Who knew this? Mr. Fish Puncher. 12 games. I don't want to bully too much, but Fish Puncher is not an info. I died. I killed you there. Back.
Ahead of us, we have Inhuman Reactions by Hiko. You remember this well, don't you?
I do remember it. I can't escape it in some sense. It has become part of my life.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 fatality members have the letter Z in the surname, representing the organization B theming. Apex is not included because bees have short life spans and don't usually live too thoroughly.
I had it been delayed like for media days and stuff, and then I didn't have like jerseys and stuff with me, so I have to use the same jersey for like 6 days, and it becomes pretty nasty in the end. So
Bro, this new generation, I can't. Back in my days, you stop and then you shoot. Not like now. Now, that time, I have those teenagers fucking Mercedes picking me.
Here's the view from Section 111 on the day before. And this is what it looks like day one.
Bon appetit, fellas. I think we all get 1 ravioli each. You know what? I'm grabbing 2.
Usually at the start of the round, you want to pay attention to the spawns. That's because only the best spawn for the CTs gets past this corner before the best T spawn peaks. So the best use of the spawn is to try to get a Molotov down at the doors right away to stop a potential rush.
This is an incredible electricity in the air. Can you let me hear you roar?
They had to.
What are you supposed to do with this?
Buckle up. This is going to be very hard to see what's happening inside.
Some say years of practice are required. They're wrong. I will teach you good habits, such as smoking, flashing, and of course, winning.
Bro, how can I play with this guy in team, bro? I don't understand.
What did he ask?
Just advice, emotional support, ChatGPT has it helped. What's the point in having Jack, our performance coach, when you have ChatGPT? But I think he did a great job with Flamesy.
That's kind of scary. I heard about that.
It's
My
taken
question
over.
for Ime is, bro, are you him? Every time when I see him everywhere, he's shouting to me, you are him, and I mean, he's so funny. But I don't know, maybe not. Who knows?
Aurora on the verge of an unceremonious exit at the hands of FOKUS, who have a 10-2 lead on Dust2, the deciding map of this series. It's been competitive in map 1 to map 2. We saw late pullaways from Aurora in that second one, but here FOKUS have just denied them left and right, pillar to post. And now they are really reliant on having a successful pistol round on this CT side.
Yeah, FOKUS looking for the bounty. They got the bags out, ready to stack the cash. Aurora, though, in position, ready and waiting, much like FOKUS were in their pistol. Actually, it's kind of like a repeat, but the shoes on the other foot. Oh man, it's very similar. I feel like can Pody do anything to get some money flowing? No. Okay, all right. That was pretty. I mean, that's exactly what you need if you're Aurora.
We just got a real match.
Well,
we just got a real match.
Still 3-10.
Yeah, but probably going to be 4-10. Probably.
Probably, yeah.
No bomb plants. Not enough money to do much of anything. Most of the time, at least. No one's purchased just yet. I mean, their money absolutely sucks. 5 Glocks on road. Heading towards Kicksand's FAMAS. Has a quick look and says no.
Isn't it weird that you get money for planting the bomb even though it gets defused? You know, it's like a participation award.
I want a participation award. Weirdly enough, the only flashes for the CTs here are in mid in the hands of Arcadia. No one else has flashes, so they fall back to the bomb site, but they can't like do a pop flash and swing on these pistols, even at range. They can duel at range though. Kicksand's by the car. So who peeks first? Is it Xantares up top? I think it is. And the rest is a formality. Nicely done. A shooting gallery for Aurora. A perfect round from their perspective.
Yeah. Just, you know, again, it's these couple rounds, nothing rounds. And then we move now into the first bind for FOKUS. And yeah, super interested to see what their T side looks like. What are they going to do? No AWP out initially, you know, money's not there for that. But we'll see what they opt to do regardless.
Big favor for FOKUS now, unsurprisingly. I think that smoke had to be somewhat modified after some changes. We saw it missed yesterday. Forget by who. Little challenging to do consistently. Slower approach then for FOKUS. Want to see what the CTs are up to, and they've got very forward positions in mid. A second smoke going towards those middle doors. Menacing positions from Aurora on shorts.
Yeah, they're expecting the short take to come in, and they've got the HE's flashes ready to try to counter that and just jump on the play before FOKUS get to set it up.
You can see how nervous Kicksand is. No one's got eyes towards long whatsoever. So he just went to have a quick look before getting back into position, but it's such a slow start from FOKUS. No one's there on short. The numbers bursting through mid doors is going to cause a problem then for Aurora. They've got 3 over towards the A bomb sites, and the race is on.
Ooh, CTR ready for that one. Kicksand trying to go through the smoke. What is that? Is that a jump headshot? I'm not sure. Just through the smoke at the very least from Xantares. And that molly is certainly annoying. And 4 versus 2 now with all the position in the world for FOKUS. Also actually splitting up the long position as well. So Xantares has an expiration date and there has found it. This Banjo comes into play from long. Now Voxic, 30 HP, trying to scale up the ramp as well for the 1v1. Banjo, a steady pair of hands.
Really slow pacing there from FOKUS. That had to be terrifying for Aurora. 3 players bursting through the middle doors. Just coming in like savages. Too much for Kicksand to deal with. I think they had an open B bomb site for a while. Didn't matter though. Eliminating everybody as necessary. 7-round lead then over Aurora. Such a trying game of Dust2 for them.
They had the right idea as well. You could see that they kind of knew what was coming. Just couldn't. Okay, well, hang on. Xantares, he wants to take the game into his own hands. Looking to push top middle as well. In fact, the entire top mid has been essentially taken over by the CTs. And FOKUS, they're kind of in the B tunnels at the moment. And if you're Aurora, you got to be wondering, where are these players? They're supposed to be around mid, so they should have a good inkling. The flick, though, for Xantares is not going to do the damage. They just can't win the 1v1s. Kicksand trying to keep the team alive, but 3v3 here certainly favors FOKUS.
Making Aurora nervous with their patient play on the T side. Still over a minute now in this 3-on-3. Guesswork for Aurora in where they put their second man on one of these bomb sites. It will be towards the A bomb site. But there's a rotation towards B for Banjo to join his teammates. Now, Aurora have somewhat cleared that long area. They're so risky to send Woxic from car on A over towards B. He can watch mid doors at least to some degree with his scouts, but this is just a somewhat diabolical situation in all areas for Aurora. 29 seconds on the clock. A lurk smoke, in fact, with a strong and promising position, looking for a second, which he will not get.
Yeah. Oh, imagine. Well, I don't think there's a kit. That's a huge problem here because there is a, util still remaining. There's a molly, a couple flashbangs, so some extra tools to slow the retake down. A scout and an M4. It's really going to be very tough here for Aurora, but they really need this round. A 2v2. Reposition from Banjo.
They can't afford to lose this M4. They can't afford to lose this round. Which one is it going to be? The scout goes flying, kicks and trades. The clock is ticking. He's got to find Banjo. He's a non-believer. Can they even afford a kit now? Waits for the smoke to go and puts him out of his misery. That'll be match point then. Quite a few of them for FOKUS.
Ooh, what a tough, crazy situation. Aurora. Another scout, another bounty to be taken here. As FOKUS look really good. And, Banjo played this 1v1 extremely well right at the end here. Nothing that Kicksan could really have done. And you can see the dejection there on Xantares. Maybe mentally starting to really struggle. Maybe giving up a little bit. We'll see if they can find something here. Some good damage done onto Xantares. MP9 for him. Scout for Woxic. MP9 for Jimfat. MP9 for Wicardia. And another Scout for Kicksan. Those are not the weapons that you want.
Lacking range in many ways. I love the pace that FOKUS sets on this T side. They're so comfortable with it, using the clock really well, and it's made Aurora uncomfortable, giving them the urge to find some action. That's a great start from Woxic now with the bait set up. Xantares up close. Will they look for him? Behind the barrel he is, but Matheos is better. Visualizing, finding what he needs to. Bomb not spotted by Aurora just yet. It is still top mid, as a splits could be on the cards here for FOKUS.
Yeah, that smoke is kind of annoying there because Aurora, they've got to be worried about this A play. Bomb is on catwalk. Here comes the challenge to drop, actually. Oh, what a peek there from Yoke at CTR as well. And my goodness, you thought maybe there's a chance here to get something done. AK collected for Jimfat. He's got to save the day here. 2 players of the 3, very low on HP. Jimmy able to push forwards with the HE, but Banjo, who else to shut it down? 13-4, a crushing defeat for Aurora. Another bounty taken.
Fantastic series for Aurora. A little bit too difficult on Nuke, but so strong to finish on Dust2. Over to Banks.
The bounty hunting success continues as another most wanted falls. That's